I now call on you to address you on a number of salient points, including the St. Judes Hospital, a powerful lady from the South. I want to introduce Sister Nancy Charles to address you right now.
Mama Flabo! By Sato, moi kudzaba moi so when moving inside sa. Right? Okay. So, good evening, my people of St. Lucia. Hello, Shirls, my darling. How are you? Okay. Let me say good evening to our people who's watching us on social media right now. How many persons do we have now, Madam General Secretary? We're at 582. So I want everybody who's seated right now, take your phone, go to the website, share the page, because we need to reach 1,000 persons before we leave here tonight. Are you agreed? Yes. So let's share the live, let's share the page, because we want the people of St. Lucia to hear the message of the United Workers' Party. And that's why we are here tonight. So se moula ki do awa soupa bien tan mwen, vina di da pou 30 minutes pou sa tan sa nou ni pou dia. Because what we are saying here is very, very important. Very important. And you know why it's important? Because yon se bagay la, an chay moun te ka di nou se, wezon nou perd eleksyon, nou pate ni PR, moun pate konet ki sa ki te ka fet. But that's not true, you know. Ou sa pou ki sa, ou pate konet, zon pate ka koute nou. Zon te la ka koute Richard Frederick, tout le mekwedi yo swe ka pale maji. Zon ka koute tout lot moun, zon pate ka koute Flambeau. Now it's time for you to listen to your party. And so tonight specifically, I want to speak to you about St. Jude's. Mwen fet St. Jude's. Kodi gwa maman mwen ka di, boyo mwen te we St. Jude's. La mwen sorti, mwen fet 4 ti mamay, mwen fet tous les 4 St. Jude's. So I have a passion for St. Jude's and what is happening in St. Jude's. And tonight, I want to take you through the story of St. Jude's. I will try to be brief, but it's important. You know why? Mahatana se ma shi pale about St. Jude. Mahasana se nonsense tout sa ki ni pou di se Flambeau pou blame, Leba pou blame, King, Kenny, Alan, tout moun. But let me tell you something. There is the truth, there's the lie. And tonight, I will give you truth because you sav le mwen ka pale, na pale facts. Tout ça mwen dou ici à Oswea, mwen sa ba wan document pou dou, gada document sa ou kay wey, imache it is factual. And so I can't wait for the debate when they come to Parliament to approve that $200 million again, alors $200 million. Yo ay pwete, l'argent nou ki la ou sav? Ou sav sa? C'est pas because Saudi Arabia banula ha pourquoi c'est pas là, but we have to pay it back. We have to pay it back and we have to pay interest on it. So that's our money. And so we have to demand to the government what we want for our money. So St. Jude's, there was a fire in 2009, September of 2009. L'hôpital a brûlé. Now, pour ceux qui ne connaissent pas St. Jude's, St. Jude's teni yon building, ek building a te fait presque comme U-shape. L'on monte downstairs en bas, la blate en bas. Moi connais la côte de là, mais moi savez. Because ich mette l'hôpital toute l'aide. Pour mieux ti boy, moi l'aite petit toujours St. Jude, so moi connais là. The lab was downstairs. The morgue was underneath the steps. The little chapel was on the side there. When you climb the steps, you climb up to surgical. They do the surgery on that side and you go down that wing. That's where you have all the surgical patients. Then you walk down the aisle underneath the eave. Then you go, the medical ward was on one side, maternity ward on one side, and towards the end you had the female ward for the medical side. Ça qui de St. Jude? Pas ça qui de St. Jude? Ek lot bout la when you enter from the surgical, the kitchen was going down that side. And you had about 2 or 3 little buildings where the doctors' houses, doctors' quarters, they call it, where they were sleeping. C'est ça qui de St. Jude. 1 U-shaped building and maybe 3 or 4 buildings for doctors' housing. The surgical wing of the hospital got burnt in 2009. King Snake qui était prime minister. Okay? King Snake c'était prime minister tout ça. L'hôpital a brûlé, King Snake dit ça nous va faire as a short-term plan, we will just rebuild the surgical wing, and as a long-term plan, we will look at building a new facility. Espamati Spider. Spider was in government at the time. That was the plan. And construction or reconstruction began in 2010. September 2010. That's when the reconstruction began. And then we had election around 1 year later, which would have been in November 2011, and we lost the election. So St. Jude Spanish fini. Surgical wing la two cell King Snake Teddy kai construct la Panishas fini. Labour Party atwe. Ko Labour Party atwe yo du tout bay. Ek yo di kon sa Snake King ka fe la, I pa bon, so yo kay vie fe a modern facility, ek yo vie commence reconstruction. Do you know how many buildings these people reconstructed during the period 2011 to 2016? 25 buildings pour faire yon l'hôpital. Pa mwen ki di, the reports are there, ek si yo kito wantwe St. Jude ukay wey. 25 buildings, pieces of building, là tout partout. Mais c'est l'habitude yo qui là, because c'est tika yo ka fait tout partout. Pour c'est cochonnier yo fait de nuit, tous les jours moi passer monter na fâché. Après midi là moi passer moi ouais c'est tika là moi fâché. Moi garder moi c'est tika nan dans tout pied yo dans toujours. Moi fâché. Tika, gouvernement tika yo pas connaître mener pour faire rien qui bon. That's what they did. 25 pieces of building all over the place. Yoru Yokafe St. Jude's. They spent over $100 million. 25 buildings. And the report says that those buildings were 50% complete. And I am doing a plug for Untold Stories. Caesar Poway, go on Facebook, go on YouTube, spend a little time, Google it, Untold Stories documentaries on St. Jude's. They have part 1 and part 2. In part 1, ukay we dead weight la, ukay tansa dead weight kay do. In part 2, ukay we Kenny Anthony, ekisa Kenny Anthony kay do. But just go on, just watch it, and it's a factual documentary. We had all kinds of allegations being made. Sa yo di ki pou matri yo pou fini fe kay yo ma have si sa vwe si sa pa vwe me de la lote ka passe ou ka matri yo sote kote pate pou ye. But during that period of time, nothing was done on the stadium. C'est ça ka fait moi la peine ou sav. I had surgery at that stadium in 2012. I underwent an emergency surgical procedure in 2012 in the stadium. Labour Party spent 2011 to 2016. Ek yo pa fait un year stadium la. C'est là nous entoué is when we entered, and the report is there again. I did an interview when we were in government. I still have that report. There was a report that was done on the structural integrity of the stadium. And it said that anytime the structure would have collapsed, the beams and the things. And we spent millions of dollars. We move all the galvanics, all the frame, everything. Because that was a hazard. Labor fait 4 cycles là, yo pas jamais fait rien about. Mais aujourd'hui, you're concerned about St. Jude. Sakwe mate koyo. All their monies was spent on consultation and everything else. So they were desperate. They started election kai pweguma because se ko hayoye. Election kai point so yo kai vin acheter l'argent. And so they started looking for monies to complete St. Jude's. And there comes the letter from, what's her name? Tracy Polius. Tracy Polius sends a letter. So toute la yo kado St. Jude pa kos tipwe l'argent. Tracy Polius was the PS of Economic Development. And in March of 2016, she sends a letter to Minister of Finance, Kenny Anthony. And she says to Kenny Anthony, we need more money to complete the project. That was March. You all remember elections was June. So yo sav yo kay kriye election. Yo vle la han pou yo fan bay desperate pou mouche yo kay fini St. Jude. And so she sends a letter. And her letter was, but here's that. The letter was asking for a further $4.6 million. What do you think that money was for? You think it was for construction? Ou kwa se de pou ge block si my galvanise pou fini? That wasn't what the money was for, you know. Her letter was specific in asking for $4.6 million for Halco Consulting, for a consultant. Because the project needs to continue, and she said that the project is going to cost $178 million for us to complete it, and so we need another $4.6 million for a consultant. Ipa made la pour bloc, ipa made pour ciment, ipa made pour air condition, ipa made pour rien pour finir St. Jude, mais ipa made la by consultant. Zoka di moi sak consultant la. But my people, God has a way of doing things. And the Labour Party lost the election and the United Workers' Party came into office. And one of the first things we did, and I want you to remember that because we conducted a technical audit on the hospital, on the structure. We didn't go and look for friends, family, and political hacks. You met a committee, say friends, family, political hacks, political friends, all these people. You for a technical committee, architect, you pes pa ni pièce, you pes pa fait pièce l'hôpital. You pas connaître ya about l'hôpital. Mais you met a committee together. But FDL, we paid them because we wanted something done properly. They went to Italy to get consultant. They went to the States. They went all over. And FDL is a reputable firm. That's what they do. They work for governments in the region. They work for CDB. So Yopa Party hack, these were professional people, and FDL conducted an audit. When they did the audit, they came back with a report. And I'll just give you some of the things that they found in the structure. Ek mwen vle se jan le ba ki an ba live la. Yo pa sa ban nou an chos le nou ni meeting yo an ba live la. They are listening. You are welcome. I want you to take that message back to Philip J. Pierre and dead weight, because dead weight a gouvernement la cholman. Right now la dead weight pa fan ye ki wrong. Li ki pli righteous because yo batize yon di lo leba. I want dead weight and Philip J. Pierre to answer to me because yo di yo ka viye a chicken coop la. I'm not going back in that chicken coop. I from you for that makamute okay EU. Now listen, Jude, in the modern structure that the United Workers Party built. That's where we're going. Ek mwen hadi yo se femme ki du boutisi ya. Ek la ni nom du boudenu. Ek le nou pale yo ni poutan. Opa we Jeremiah haga follow nou. Okay. All right. Le nou pale yo ni poutan. We're not going in the chicken coop. We're going in the modern facility. That's what we want. If you got money, finish it. So the issues, I'll just give you a few. Because this has not changed, you know. Because nous pas touché. Leyo di nou se problem la ki la, nou pas touché, nou kite la. So it is assumed that these issues still remain. Am I not right? Of course, because si nou pa fanyen, il a toujours kouma. All right, zoning issues. And by that they meant there were buildings all over the place. So the new structure, the new structure, l'ani surgical, presque même côté a été kaye. Mais physiotherapie, ou est juste devant qu'on get là, c'est là qui physiothérapie. So sous ek la pani en aile la pan pa foué rien. So sous tenant jambe cassée. Ek ou fait surgical juste en bout là. Ek den ou ni pour physiotherapy. When there's a helicopter qui ni put you from surgical ek meno a physiotherapy pour physiotherapy. Are you understanding what I'm telling you? That's pure. That's people without a plan, no vision. You're not brain. I don't think they have a brain. How could you have physiotherapy right at the entrance at the gate? Surgical is right at the end. Ek lapan pa fwe lapan so si la plika kweve ki mene yoka alela. Ma haf ki mene yoka ula wheelchair alela. I mean, it's just crazy. Lab is all over the place. The morgue is all the way down to the other side. Let me tell you, just imagine 25 structures all over the place and all of them providing service. C'est ça Labour Party fait ba ou exercise of les men nevi ebano. We don't want it. Keep it. Tell them keep it for themselves, but we don't want it. Sizing of the doors that are too small. Y'all remember when we took the television stations there. So oubliez vite. C'est pour ça that is of vote by Labour, vous savez. C'est you're forgetting too quickly. We took the media to the St. Judes Hospital at the time and we showed you the corridors and the doors and how small it was. Moi qui plipiti from UWP et mat sa passe la porte là. A juger ouais c'est go from UWP. Qui me les passe la porte là? Si yo mets moi là wheelchair, yo pas ça fouiller moi la porte là c'est moi qui plus petit. Bon là on y a belle femme gamez qui bien assise avec bien debout. Ou quoi ça passe c'est la porte ça et c'est ça of Lebanon ou St. Jude. We don't want it. Keep it. And the report says that you cannot transport equipment and furniture into the hospital because of the size of the corridors and the doors. The FDL report that said, ma technical, ma konete about ça. The technical people said it and I believe them. And we showed it to you as well. That has not changed. The new buildings constructed in areas that cannot accommodate for future planning. Tout moun ki ka fan building kaido. Nou kay fay mania ça because in 2 years time peut-être issue vle fan ti chambre. So kay man ti chambre là ba issue. Et ben in 2 years time vle fan garage là ba. You always construct for future planning. But as again Deadweight, ek PJP, Kenny, yo tout all in one bucket. Yo pani PS vision and they don't care. They don't care. It's the mentality of these people, you know. The mentality is we are poor, we are small, so Sanuba we just praying. Nonsense! Nonsense! It's not because we do not have that we don't desire the best. Give us the best. If you're going to take our money, give us the best. We deserve it. Code violations, just a few. The there's fire violations in majority of the patient, the staff, and the public areas. And so it says a lot of the space create traps for occupants in case of an emergency. Pas d'effet qui brûle St. Jude's. So si la nan lot d'effet, Kalte area la pani pièce fire hazard, pièce prevention, even the doors they spoke about, the fire doors, there was no fire doors, inconsistency with fire doors. So if another fire occur, whole common Babo St. Jude. And y'all want to send me back there? Makale, souvla ale, makale. And it speaks about the inconsistency of the internal walls and the floors that can lead to contamination and lack of infection control. And you know these are the places that is more susceptible to infections, and these are the places that people are more susceptible to get an infection. Because c'est jamais malade qui kale là. Bon là ha malade ku ive là, ek den lo ive là c'est là ka vin pli malade. Zovle voye moi là, maka ale. Okay? And there were lots more. The dialysis, the East Wing, the medical wing, they were inconsistent in construction compared to the drawings. And so I'm saying to you, when we got that report, the United Workers' Party said, okay, the consultant further said that it will cost us approximately $100 million to fix that chicken coop and to complete the structure. So if we're going to spend $100 million, just have 30 something, my diesel but 30 something, 20 something, sorry. 20 something, so that means St. Jude is about 4 times my age. All right? Yeah, something like that. St. Jude is so old, I can't remember the age. So we say if we're going to spend $100 million on that old facility, we spoke to the consultant and said, okay, can we get a modern new facility for that amount of money? The answer is, okay. So dis-moi, qui laisse ou qui acide là? En parle. Una vie kay. Ek ou kouye contractor ou di contractor, money $10,000 pour moi ça wonje vie kay là. Contractor do pour même $10,000 ça, moi ça fait kay 9 ba ou. Comédie ou ici à moi vous lever la main ou. Comédie ou ici à qui kay point $10,000 là, et wonje vie kay là, et ou pas fait kay 9. Personne. So pour dire tout le monde qui ici est intelligent, passé Philippe J. Pierre Kenny Anthony Deadwet, Lord have mercy. And that's what it boils down to, you know, my people. That's what it boils down to. It boils down to the fact that you have a visionary government, you have people, men and women, who cared enough about St. Lucians, not only the South, St. Lucians, to say, if we're going to spend that money, but you see, let me tell you something. Plus mauvais bagay, là où moun pa connaître manière pour dépenser l'argent, et que yo y vend de côté, et que yo joigne l'argent, et que l'argent pas l'argent yo, et que yo pas travail pour l'argent, yo ka fait désastre avec l'argent. Worst thing ever. These people don't know how to manage money. They don't know how to manage nothing. Absolutely nothing. Mother, you are about prime minister. A company prime minister, it is a accountant. Mother, you about say company, a business like a represent la. Let's go in story as a even dimwe. They don't know how to manage, and so for them, oh, well, let's just fix this thing and finish this thing instead of giving us a modern facility. But let me tell you something. United Workers' Party, we can take the blame. If you all want to blame us for not finishing St. Jude's, we take the blame. I don't know if Labour will take it. But one thing we will never take the blame for. We will never regret building you a modern facility that is world class in St. Lucia that we can be proud of in this country. We will never regret that. We will not back down on that. It was the right decision then, and it is the right decision now. That is the position of the United Workers' Party. And so, my people, I ask you tonight, you create a box. You create a box. But let me tell you something. It is the concept of the facility that matters. The facility we built, when you go downstairs, you see the doctor in the emergency. If you have a problem, you take the elevator, you go up to the first floor, you go on the wards, they are on the first floor. If you need to go to dialysis, there's a pathway that connects the building. You go under that pathway and you can go to the dialysis unit and get service. That is the vision of the United Workers' Party. But si moi tombe dans accident, et peut-être la pani service là qui brise St. Judes Hospital, there's a helipad at the top. Do you know that when we have to bring people to Martinique, if you're from Vieux-Fort, ambulance là ni pour point peut-être an hour and a half. Moi même ka drive 45 minutes. Mais ambulance là ni pour point time because les tashi me here. It pass a drive fast. So I drive fast monakanisha small. So an ambulance have to carry you from St. Jude's, bring you up to VG on the ramp, take a helicopter and send you to Matnik. Your government said no. If there is some emergency, there's a helipad at the top of the building. Helicopter ka descend, ka land, ka pull, ka mero Matnik 15 minutes, jup flup, uive Matnik. Who doesn't want that? And you telling me you want to bring me back to the chicken coop? Makale. I tell you, tell them, take it. And so, I don't want you to be fooled. Because I listened to Philip J. Pierre during the ceremony. Ek nomla kamati telma. Oh, the Saudis have seen the wisdom in us completing the old structure and they have given Mati Philip J. Pierre, di Nancy Charles di Mati. You know why he lied? Because he never gave them the opportunity to view the modern structure versus the old and allow for them to decide which one they're going to finance. He never gave them that opportunity. So, Leo Made yo di may decide yo? Yo okay. Yo Made may bakita yo I way. Why? I want you to remember, from campaigning, Philip J. Pierre and the Labour Party said they were going to finish the old structure. They never had any intention of completing the modern structure. Why? Because they will have to give Alan Chasney and the United Workers' Party all the glory, all the praise, and all the credit for this modern facility. So you see how they're playing politics with your health? Are you going to sit by and allow the Labour Party to play politics with your health? Well, my people, I'm telling you, the time will come soon and very soon. Mahadi chairman a si pa vle fe match la. Mwen yon ga fa match. Men a match. Mwen yon ga le na du butu vo St. Jude. Ek na di yo, I'm not going to the chicken coop. I want the modern facility. You got $200 million. Finish it. Finish it. It's our money. It's my money. And so the questions that I want to leave with you tonight. You're out of time. The questions I want to leave with you tonight. Lawa se Jean Leba akapale ni ti lek maji. Ek do box. Tell them it is a modern, world-class facility. And from now on today, I want nobody in the United Workers' Party to call my modern, world-class facility a box. It is a modern, world-class facility. The cladding you see outside of it, it is fireproof, and the structure is built for earthquake resistant, rain resistant, climate change resistant. That is the visionary government of Alan Chasney and Team United Workers' Party. And that's what we want. So don't tell me you're going to leave a structure that is 2 years old and you want to spend $200 million. Nonsense. No, we're not accepting that. So ask Philip J. Pierre for me, number one. Do you have a master plan for the chicken coop? If you have a master plan for the chicken coop with the 25 structures, muevle away. That's right. How much is it going to cost to finish the chicken coop? How did you come to the conclusion that you needed $200 million? What if you need another 50, another 20, another 100? How do you know? Because you didn't do no assessment. No assessment was done. United Workers' Party spent money and we did a technical audit. Muevle Labour Party muche technical audit of chicken coop la yo fair ki di yo that ki yo kay prise $200 million pou fini yek pou anje. That's what I want to know. And furthermore, he has said nothing about, remember all those issues I told you about? They're still there. How much money is going to take to fix it? Okay. Question ukamade. Who did the design and the plan for the chicken coop? The redesign and the plan. Who did it? Mwe. Okay. Do you have DCA approval for the chicken coop? So you're going to build something without DCA approval. Ekouvle mwen ay, la mwen malade l'hôpital ay kouche sa. Ek si yo si li nan bay tobe sak fet. Okay. The people who perished in the fire, mande yo teni insurance, huh? St. Jude's ni insurance. So si ya ba ive mwen chicken coop la, kiles kay pay for me mwen? All right. I'm not going there. How long will it take to fix the issues in the FDL report? And they have the report. The report was tabled. They have it in cabinet. You need to patu. You pavle di ya botli because you sabay la ki di dan la is true and factual. So you ay point dotwa. I describe you. You point friends, families, and party hacks. You di yo pa pay, yo pa depose la han. You fait deux jours. Moi sa do. Yo pa teni yo mato pou kon an wall. Because mwen moun la. Yo antwe, yo marche, yo gade, yo fè sa, yo tourne, yo gade an le, ek yo fè an report. That's what the Labour Party did. Just to say to you, they're not going to finish the modern facility and they go into the chicken coop. Millie. And so, tonight, I want to ask you, what is your position going to be on the St. Jude's Hospital? Are you going to sit by and allow for them to give us the chicken coop? Well, tonight, I tell you, I, Nancy Charles, as a representative of the United Workers' Party, Nukamele Bala notice. We put in the St. Lucia Labour Party on notice to let them know. The same way, right now, la kakayo half mass. Because pressure no hame la yo po acting commissioner. Ipa have sapu fe, ipa have sapudi. There's an acting commissioner. He's an acting commissioner. He's an acting commissioner. Sa tout seli sa di. Mwen defani di. Isa jeme meye da opposition. We are waiting for him. He has to conduct an independent investigation. And the same way, my Flabo people, I am calling on every single one of you. I am calling on every single St. Lucian. This is not just about the South. If you tolerate and accept Labour Party to do that to St. Jude's, then they will do it to every other project in this country. We have to stand up for something. We have to stand up for what is right. And so we say to Philip J. Pierre, if you have $200 million, that's my money. That's your money. You pay taxes. You are going to repay that loan. And you're going to repay it with interest. Tell Philip J. Pierre, we want our modern, world-class healthcare facility. Thank you and good night.